Oh look, it's me. Welcome back to the vlog.
Yeah, sorry I haven't vlogged in a while. Look, I get this question a lot, and I thought, hey Matisse, why are you so good? Hey Matisse, why don't you play 48 minutes tonight? Some questions I just can't answer, obviously, that's out of my control, but one of the questions I get is, hey Matisse, how are you so good at defense? I'm always working on my craft. Like, say, for example,
Look, right now, this is actually my brother's room. He's actually asleep right now, so he shouldn't be too loud. But you see this Paul George shoe?
just come in here every now and then, brother's room, and I'll just take a shoot. What you're doing is, you're just honing your skills every now and then, because that's what defense is about. This is just my way of doing it. I'm not encouraging going out and stealing. I am encouraging practicing your defense at all times. Oh yeah, that guy? Yeah, that's my friend Matisse. He's Australian and he's carrying the weight of every single Australian heading into these Olympics on his back, and he's not going to fail because the man is an animal, and we're going to talk about him and some other guys who are carrying the weight of their nation on their backs heading into the Olympics. Now, before I do that, if you want to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, that would be much appreciated. First time doing a kind of video like this, so let me know if you want to see more content like this. Also, when I'm talking about these players, there will be players that I'm more familiar with instead of other guys that might perform as well and might come under the radar and make a name for themselves, but it's more of the guys that I know about and the kind of roles they play on their teams. Just thought I'd clarify that. But anyways, let's start with Matisse, because as 99%, or maybe less than 99%, because I have had quite a few people call me British. Oh, this British guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Joke's on you, because same blood as Joe Ingles, and well, do I need to say anything more? That's kind of sums it up. Same blood as Joe Ingles is enough for me. I'm not sad about the Euros, but I am happy about the Olympics coming up, and Matisse Thybulle is a big reason for that. When it comes to Australia, I could have talked about a few players. Paddy Mills turns into the prime version of, I don't know, Ray Allen, Stephen Curry, Michael Jordan, you name it, really. When it comes to the Olympics, when it comes to the World Cup, that dude is insane. Genuinely insane. The last time he played at the World Cup, he averaged about 23 points a game on near 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. And if you're wondering, that's just even more insane than NBA level, because the scoring is lower. That's just absolutely insane. Also just got a buzzer beater in an exhibition match, which is just kind of Paddy Mills things. That man is a demigod at Australian level, and Joe Ingles is pretty good as well. But Matisse Thybulle, I think, is the X factor, because if you watched him against Argentina in the exhibition match, which I was watching closely, actually, I did see Conor McGregor snap his leg before I switched back onto the game, but I was watching closely for the most part of it. Matisse Thybulle was absolutely everywhere. The man was the best player on the court. He was just a straight up menace all over the court, getting steals, getting blocks. He ends up with 4 blocks and 3 steals, I believe, but pretty sure there was more steals than that. He at least got his hands in the passing lanes, or at least disrupted the ball on about 6 occasions. That's not an exaggeration. On about 6 occasions, maybe 7, and then 4 blocks to go along with it. It was just an insane defensive performance, and you already thought he was good. We already knew he was good defensively, but once you see him against guys that aren't all elite NBA level players, Argentina have some good players for sure, and I'll talk about Argentina in a bit. But when you see guys that aren't quite as good as those NBA players that he's used to guarding, all of a sudden just a fraction slow, swatted, stolen. Like, it's just a fraction the difference, and all of a sudden he goes from a really good defender to that was looking ridiculous out there. I'm not going to lie. He was looking like he was dominating the game defensively. Also offensively, he showed some flashes as well, shooting the ball well and getting to the rim a couple of times. But defensively is where he's going to be the best version of himself. And he was just out there roaming. He was doing his own thing. And like I said, when players are just a fraction slower than they are at the NBA level, he made them pay every single time, so I expect that to continue. He didn't start in this game, but I think he will. I mean, I watched his vlog. He was talking about how he didn't even know people's names like a week ago, so I think that's probably the main reason he didn't start. It was his first game with the team. And when you look at the group Australia have, you have Germany, Italy, and Nigeria. It's not the strongest group. It's not a terrible group. I'm not going to say that. Nigeria obviously just beat USA, so you can't underestimate any team. But you could easily see him having some monster performances on the defensive end of the floor, going up against teams that don't really have those surefire elite ball handlers. He could make a huge impact, and I'm excited for him. And then, I mean, the Don, Luka Doncic, Donnie, big man from Dallas. Yeah, that guy. He's a pretty good player. And the qualifiers kind of proved what we already knew. He's good. As I said, he's very, very good. In the qualifiers, he was dominating every single game. There was a stat at one point which I talked about. I think it was 68 assists in 36 minutes. I got that completely wrong. 36 assists in 68 minutes. He was basically getting an assist every 2 minutes through the first 3 games of the qualifiers. And then against Lithuania, just a triple-double. Just a triple-double, which does not happen in FIBA rules, FIBA regulations. 40-minute games. Obviously, the court is a bit smaller. There's a lot less scoring. He's not exactly playing with the most high, potent offense in Slovenia, although they have some guys like Toby who was knocking down some shots that I remember. Obviously, some other guys as well. He just comes to the top of the mind because he's quite an easy name to remember. No offense to the other guys, but Doncic, triple-double when it was needed most. He's going to be someone where you look at their matches and just, if he comes up against Spain, Japan, and Argentina, pretty much any team not named the US or Australia when Matisse Thybulle is guarding him, and I'm not just saying that because I'm Australian, but Thybulle is genuinely that good defensively. Any of these other teams, they're going to need 2 bodies on him pretty much every single time he steps on the court. Every single time he has the ball in his hands, they're going to need 2 bodies on him. I mean, the US and Australia are as well, but those teams in particular, without those real defensive stoppers, he could just wreak havoc. I don't know if I need to go too much in depth about Luka Doncic. We kind of know everything, but at the same time, it's just going to be exciting to see what he was able to do against the LA Clippers with a team like Dallas. No offense. So he could probably do the same thing with a team like Slovenia. And he mentioned it, but a gold medal for Slovenia would mean more than an NBA championship. And you can definitely see why. That would be absolutely incredible. We're not going to get carried away saying a gold medal, but when you think about Luka, one of the things he has is he can carry a team to a win with like the best of them. As good as anyone in the world, he can carry a team to a win. So when you're going up against on a one-off game against, say, the US, again, big stretch, they still need to make it out of their group. That's a strong group. When you're going up, say, if you went up against a US, Luka could have a 40-point triple-double, even in like FIBA rules. Maybe not a triple-double, but a 40-point game, and just dominate. And all of a sudden, it's neck and neck, even though the quality of the teams shouldn't be that close, because he is just that good. I don't really need to say too much about Luka. It's Luka. And let's talk about Argentina, because they've got some guys, for sure. Luis Scola is still out there knocking down shots. He ended up with 25 points against Australia. Yes, he's still playing. Yes, he's still good. Gabriel Deck. You've got Lucas Vildoza. You've got Leandro Balmaro, who I liked a bit of as well. I'm interested to see what he can do because I know at Barca he was doing nice things there and he's got some promise heading to the Timberwolves. I got to talk about my main man. Got to talk about Facu Campazzo because coming off the Denver Nuggets season where he played really well, he surprised a lot of people. I was really impressed with what he did. This is someone who's always performed for Argentina. In the last 2 major tournaments he's played, he's averaged 13-8 and 16-6. Also 2 steals or more in both of those tournaments. He shoots pretty well from the 3 ball. He's someone that can control the tempo of the game. You know what he's going to do. He's going to make a flashy pass at least once a game. He made one against Australia where he just whipped it in through, not even looking in that direction. It was a beautiful sight to see. He did that. He does things that are just fun to watch. At the end of the day, when I'm talking about these players, I think Facu will be productive. I think he'll be great. I think he's the key to this team, and he was the key to them getting a silver medal in the last World Cup. But at the same time, when it just comes to enjoyment, watching Facu play, particularly for Argentina, is just going to be completely enjoyable because you know he is going to defend and you know he is going to make some crazy passes, some nice shots. His confidence will be at an all-time high right now after coming off a playoff run, playing at the highest level there is. Now he's coming back to Argentina where he's always been a great player for them. I think he could take it to another level. You could see him averaging the likes of 15-8, getting a couple of steals a game, and just being fun out there. And then there's the US. I mean, we know, yeah, you're a good team. You don't need to rub it in. Everyone knows. I know they lost to Nigeria, but I don't expect stuff like that to happen in the actual tournament. Kevin Durant is the one to watch. He just is. There's other guys as well. You can't go wrong saying, oh, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, Bam Adebayo. Take your pick. It doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, Kevin Durant is coming off an unbelievable playoff run where he was doing it with no real healthy teammates. Now, all of a sudden, he's got some healthy teammates, and they're pretty damn good. I know he had a bad game against Nigeria, and people wanted to get their jabs in on him because it's kind of the only time you can get a jab in on him because he's been just flawless for the last year. Even going back to before he got injured, he's been flawless for a long time now, and I don't expect that to change because He averages the most points for Team USA. He shoots over 50% from the field, over 50% from three. The dude is a freak. He's just simply a freak, and he's going to be fun to watch at this tournament as well. Anytime you get a chance to see Kevin Durant, that is exciting. It's that simple. I mean, no one's going to be surprised by what he does unless he performs badly. That would be a surprise, but no one's going to be surprised if he averages 30, even though that's probably not even possible because they will blow out quite a few teams. But no one's going to be surprised by Kevin Durant. It's still going to be fun to watch. And then looking at the last team, I want to mention the last player. As I said, there are numerous other players, and I can talk about those other players if you want to see another video on this. But let's talk about Spain because they did win the World Cup. They do deserve to be mentioned. And Ricky Rubio was their main man at the World Cup and he deserves to be mentioned. He's coming off a World Cup MVP. He just had 23 points against France in an exhibition match. He probably had his best stretch of play in that World Cup a couple of years ago alongside those few games he played against OKC in Utah in those playoffs. But he had some really, really good games in that World Cup, and I expect him to continue to be good because he just seems to play at a nice level with these FIBA rules, with the court being a little bit more condensed, with the game being slower, the pace slowing down. It just suits someone like him, someone like Facu Campazzo, someone like Ricky Rubio, Luka Doncic, all these guys that control the tempo. They love the pick and roll. They love to play that kind of style of basketball. Rubio should really suit this kind of style, and he has proven he can suit this style, and I think he's going to be effective for this Spanish team that are still good. They're still a very good team, and they're in a group with Slovenia, Argentina, and Japan, I believe, which is going to be a tough group because Argentina are a very strong team, Japan have some solid players, Spain are a very strong team, and then Slovenia have Luka Doncic, so that is Luka Doncic. What else do I need to say? But we're talking about Ricky Rubio right now. And as I said, expect him to control the tempo of the game, expect him to make some plays, do similar things to what Facu Campazzo does with Argentina, just steady the ship, make the right decisions, make some shots as well. He'll be more aggressive than he has been for Minnesota or just in general that he is at the NBA level. He's going to be aggressive. He's going to look to score. He's going to look to play make. And he's just going to be an exciting player to watch. He's going to be someone that will step up to what you're probably used to, I would imagine. And that's really all I want to talk about when it comes to the Olympics coming up. There will be other videos on this if you guys enjoy these kinds of videos. I don't know yet. As I said, I haven't even made a video like this, so it'll all come down to how much you enjoy these types of videos. If you want to see more, I can definitely talk about that. Any excuses to talk about the Boomers will be fine. Luka Doncic and Slovenia will be fine. Argentina, yeah, I'm fine to talk about any of those teams. That's fun to do. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it.